started about maybe 22 or 23 years ago. I was maybe in the 2nd or 3rd grade. I was invited to a sleepover for my Girl Scout troop, and it was told by all the moms that were in my whose daughters were in my Girl Scout troop. And my mom was when my mom heard about this, she was kind of unsure about me going because she knew I had a bedwetting problem and she didn't want me to get embarrassed. So I really wanted to go to this sleepover, and my mom's like, I don't know if you should go. And I was like, why not? And she goes, you have a bedwetting problem, and if you wet the bed in front of these girls, they might be mean and start teasing you and yada, yada, yada. Little girls can get mean. And I knew these girls really well. All these girls were really nice, but at the same time, I was thinking about what my mom said, and I was like, you know, maybe you're right. And suddenly she had an idea because she didn't want me to feel left out. She said, why don't you go to the sleepover, but I want to pick you up before everybody goes to sleep. And I suddenly thought that sounded like a really good idea because I still wanted to be around everybody and hang out with all the girls at Girl Scouts. And I wanted to have a good time because I didn't want to miss out on such a fun party. And my mom thought that was a good idea too. So on the night of the party, I show up in my regular clothes. Everyone else is in their pajamas. And we sit and hang out. We start talking. All the girls are so nice. They all hang out with me. They have me talk, and we all play like fun games. We play a couple, I think, card games. We tell some jokes. We play like Uno. We play some board games. We just talk, and then we just have a really fun time the entire time. And we're just like hanging out, and all the girls include me in every single conversation they have. Everybody had such a wonderful time, and I hung out there from maybe, I think the party started maybe at 7, and then by maybe around 8 or 8:30, everybody starts to get like tired and everything, and my mom comes over and picks me up. I say goodbye to everybody. I told them, I had a great time. Thank you for inviting me. And they're like, I'm sorry. They're like, we wish you could stay, Mena, blah, 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 blah. We really wish you could, blah, 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 blah. Well, because we would have loved to have you sleep over, blah, 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 blah. And I told them I wish I could too. But I didn't want to tell them why I didn't want to stay over because I was just scared somebody was going to be like mean. But all the girls were just super nice and everything, and they seemed like very welcoming and everything went pretty well. Well, so as I leave, I get in my mom's car and I tell her about the great time I had, and she goes, you didn't tell anybody you wet the bed, did you? And I said, no, I didn't. I had a great time. We were just talking, telling jokes and playing games and blah, 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 blah. And we just had a good time and everything. And she goes, that is great. I'm so glad you got to a sleepover. And then I told her I was kind of disappointed that I couldn't sleep over and blah, 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 blah. And she goes, but did you understand why you couldn't sleep over, yada, yada, yada. And I said, yes. And I explained to her how I understood after you told me and yada, yada, yada. But I still appreciate you letting me join in over the sleepover. And she goes, you're welcome, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm really glad you had a good time. So we just thought that was a really good idea for me to just still go to the sleepover and just hang out with everybody and then just leave before everybody went to bed. And we all just like, sadly, I didn't attend another sleepover because there weren't any more Girl Scout sleepovers. Not sure why, but there just weren't any more after that. But that was the only Girl Scout sleepover we ever had. But I never really it wasn't really a sleepover for me because I didn't really get to sleep over, but I understood why at the time I couldn't do it.